Hello, this one is Untitled. A lot of my writing is autobiographically based, bluntly at times. Creating concepts and visions of narratives is blended, sometimes haphazardly, with the precursor thoughts of my own experiences and past histories. Because the fruit of the topic to be written about is rooted abstractly and literally in my biographical stories, I am fighting to integrate these two parts into a solid articulation with smooth boundaries that reads coherently, even though I am marrying two often aesthetically mismatched ideas. One can argue the problem is arisen from, and thus can be effectively dealt with, by addressing the fundamental process of thinking that employs objectifying experiences from my life and using them as backdrops for philosophizing. Although destroying it is, of course, the low-hanging fruit, this process cannot be foregone completely. Tearing it out would make the job of writing creatively an impossible effort for me, and not just for the simple reason that I have practiced writing with this technique my whole career and would in some sense be forced to reinvent myself in how I communicate. Instead of treating this as a tumor in my body of dialogue with no redeeming qualities to be eliminated for the health of the whole organism, I'd rather assume positive aspects live in all strata and dimension. Therefore, worthwhile elements can be identified and saved, kept until such time as they can be reintegrated into the world of concepts. Although how they would reappear, in what shape and fashion, and under what role, who can say? Unfortunately, this is a huge undertaking. The mechanisms and ways of approaching the creation of singular thought, for me, have been produced by many years of practice and pursuit. Multitudinous variables are at play, most working outside the conscious scope and thus without name. The importance of the project of redesigning my narratives assumes the risk of inaction outweighs the risk of action. Too many scripts have dangling articles of self or idea that have been left there unattended and serve no other purpose than incomplete, both in content and structure. Because the content is contained in the structure, but the structure is also contained in the content. And indeed, as I've confessed, the content has erupted from the ground of the structure's meaning. In the past, I was willing to allow an overt, spontaneous dance to occur between the two. As the concept was birthed by experienced context, and as they both appeared on the page, I deemed it necessary they exist facing each other. The result, time and again, over this long period, has been virtually identical. The autobiographical element is a terrible partner with the novel one. Since pairing them thematically during and after I have completely fleshed out the idea I wanted to convey, has never worked on levels of mastery that I aspire to, the question consequently becomes what types of treatment are required to correct my writing. This is an undertaking that necessitates evaluation of various other types of verbiage.